Let me go to George Snuffleupagus and his interview with Barack Obama. A couple of interesting things came out of that.
White House has faced a lot of questions on Solyndra, the solar panel company you paid a visit to back in 2010. You really held it up then as a model for jobs and clean energy. Do you regret that?
No, I don't, because if you look at the overall portfolio of loan guarantees that have been provided, overall it's doing well. And what we always understood was that not every single business is going to succeed in clean energy.
Right.
We've got to make sure that our guys here in the United States of America at least have a shot. Now, there are going to be some failures. And Solyndra is an example.
And you were getting warnings not to back that company up, not to visit.
Well, hindsight is always 20/20. It went through the regular review process.
No, that wasn't hindsight. That was foresight.
Right,
that came out.
Yeah, the question was, or the statement was, you were warned. That means it happened.
And
before.
hindsight is 20/20. No, the Bush administration said not to do it.
Yeah,
not to do it. Your own people, Mr. President, said don't do it.
But then he says we went through the process and
people felt like this was a good bet.
No, they didn't.
They felt like it was a good bet. That's just a flat out lie.
Right. And first of all, who's asking you to take my money and bet? That's what the stock market is for. That's for individuals to choose, not the federal government. You're taking my money. You see how cavalier he is?
Oh, yeah.
He's so cavalier and saying, you know what? I think it was a good
$500 million.
Look, we all knew that some things were going to fail. It's $500 million of our money. How hard did people work for $500 million? How many of everyone in your family, unless you're Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or his secretary, how many people in your family and in your neighborhood and in your town, how long do they have to work to be able to earn, not pay in tax, earn $500 million? Now how long do they have to work to be able to earn and then pay in income tax $500 million? And you just thought it was a good bet? I know, nobody's asking you, sir, to bet our money. This arrogance is out of control. This disrespect for how hard people work. You know why? This guy's never worked a damn day in his life. He's never had a real job in his life. Not once. Lawyers don't create anything. I'm sorry, lawyers. Sue me. Lawyers don't create anything. They destroy or they hold back. They don't create a darn thing. Except paperwork. And that's why he's got Cass Sunstein in there. He's got that covered.
Yeah. Remember, too, they said in that clip, he's saying, well, we went through the process. Specifically, did not. I mean, the emails that have come out say, quote, we would prefer to have sufficient time to do our due diligence.
Yeah, and it was rushed through.
Yeah, it was rushed through. We ended up having a situation of having to do rushed approvals on a couple of occasions, and we're worried about Solyndra at the end of the week. Think about that. Solyndra's the one everyone focuses on. He says here, we have ended up with a situation of having to do rushed approvals. And then he says, then he worries also about Solyndra. In other words, there's a whole group of other rushed approvals that we don't know about yet. And there's been other failures in this exact same program with solar energy.
And then they try to turn around and pin this on Bush as well.
Yeah,
well, his administration started thinking about it in the first place.
Yeah, and then they said no.
Yeah, they said no, stupid. They said no.
Unbelievable.
Wow, it's mind-numbing. Then you find out just how capitalist this guy is. He loves big business. He does.
No, he does.
Don't get him wrong. He loves big business. And here's Stephanopoulos talking to him about Bank of America.
More than 40,000 questions came in online for the president, most expressing anxiety and anger about the economy, including outrage at Bank of America's new $5 debit card fee. Vicki Minkle wrote, those are the types of things government should get involved in and put a stop to. Can you put a stop to that?
Well, what we did was we put a stop through the Financial Reform Act of them charging fees for credit cards.
And we said at the time,
said at the time
that this would be a tax.
A tax.
Yeah.
This will cause a tax.
We said that what they're doing is they are making the banks spend more money, give more money to the government. They're putting more regulation, and all the banks will do is they will put those costs and pass them on to the consumer.
Yep.
And they will find ways to do it. And we specifically said that this would happen. Specifically.
And it already has.
And it has. And now he's going to talk about, well, we'll just regulate some more.
Thanks for saying it's creating these new charges.
Well, what the banks are saying is that rather than take a little bit less of a profit, rather than paying multi-million-dollar bonuses.
See, again, that's what he expected them to do once they slapped this on them is, well, you just have to take less profit and you just have to pay less bonuses.
Despite
They're not going to do that.
Despite every warning from anything, any basic knowledge of economists would know that they always turn these costs over to the people, and also any knowledge of human nature would indicate that as well. You don't just start screwing yourself every time the government comes in on board.
With an exception of the banks, every other business has already done this. Every other business has already done this. You've already tightened down the screws on everything. You've already done every cost-cutting thing you can possibly do and hold things together and not lose the talent that runs your business. You've already done those things. How many restaurants did not raise their price of their food because they needed to get people into their restaurants? They're doing everything they can to hold it together. At some point, they have to raise costs.
Yep.
But, I mean, that's the choice of a business. If you go to McDonald's or you go to some diner and they charge $3 for a grilled cheese one day and decide they want to charge $7,000 the next day, that's their job.
But here's the thing.
Their choice. You can go to another diner.
Leave it to the market.
Yes, leave it to the
But
market.
they won't.
People will flee Bank of America if they don't want to pay that fee.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
What do you have to do with it? Get out of our way.
Listen to him.
Let's treat our customers right. And this is exactly why we need this Consumer Finance Protection Bureau that we set up that is ready to go.
Stop. They've set it up. The Consumer Protection Bureau. Who runs it? Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren. Who is the oversight?
Barack Obama.
Nope.
Big banks.
I don't know.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
Big banks. Yeah. You know who it is? The oversight is not through the Treasury. It is not through the Congress. It is the Fed.
It's the Fed, yeah.
So you have big banks, which you don't regulate at all. You don't know anything. You don't even know who these banks are. You don't even know who is in the Federal Reserve. They are the ones that are going to do the oversight on themselves?
Yeah, no way.
Hello?
No way.
Hello? Robbery, thieves, knaves, they are here. The barbarians are inside the gates.
And he's going to show you just how much more of a capitalist he is.
Can you stop this service charge?
Well, you can stop it because if you say to the banks, you don't have some inherent right just to get a certain amount of profit if your customers are being mistreated. And my hope is that you're going to see a bunch of the banks who say to themselves, you know what, this is actually not good business practice.
That's how it's supposed to work. Leave him alone.
Chris Christie, governor of New Jersey. Very tough speech.
That's amazing. So his hope is, but if it doesn't happen, then he's going to stop them from taking a certain amount of profit.
Take your money out of the bank. You don't like the bank, go to another bank.
Wow.
You know what I recommend? Go to small banks. Go to local banks. They're the ones under pressure, and those are the ones. You go to your local bank, you go to your local home bank and say, you stay away from Elizabeth Warren. You stay away as far as you can from Elizabeth Warren, because that's who she's trying to organize now. They've already got the big banks. They're now trying to go in, and she's going in as a peacemaker. And I'm telling you right now, your local banker loves her. Oh, Elizabeth Warren, no, I've met with her. She's so great. Oh, I bet she is. Oh, I bet she is. She's not a capitalist, gang. Hello. You go support your local banks. And if they don't like what they're doing, take the money out of that bank, go to another one. That's the way this system works. And then, Mr. President, if they're doing something illegal, arrest them. But you won't arrest a single damn person at these banks. You won't. You won't. You won't arrest the bad guys. You're not even looking for the bad guys. You know why? Because you guys are the bad guys. You're in bed with the bad guys. It's called the Fed. It's a game. And the only one that loses are those of us who continue to play the game, who continue to think that these guys... Oh, really? They're chasing the bad guys. Oh, are they? Please. Yeah, and that Occupied Wall Street thing, that is grassroots. That is just a bunch of college kids. They're just going out there and they're just organizing. Really, they have a newspaper already.
They have a health care set up.
They have health care.
Yeah.
Please. Do you know how hard it was just to get porta potties for Tea Party? That was grassroots. They have health care and clinics and a newspaper? Come on. Stop playing the game, America. Wake the hell up.
The al-Qaeda underwear bomber goes on trial today. The 24-year-old terrorist tried to blow up a plane over Detroit Christmas Eve 2009, just minutes before it landed. This guy was on the flight.
And then I saw the smoke coming out of his clothes. So I yelled, fire, fire. About 2 minutes later, I saw a big flame coming out of his clothes. And he had his hand like he was moving something, doing something. So I yelled, "It's a terrorist."
Jury selection underway in Detroit. It's a stunning scam. Taxpayers footing the bill for drug abusers on Medicare to pop pills. Well, there's a new government report out showing the amazing abuse. You can see it all, the full story, up on theblaze.com right now.
Okay. Let me... I have a list of things that I want you to do, but let me narrow it down to a couple of things here. One, if you are a citizen journalist or if you are a radio station, I want you to start interviewing or going down and infiltrating the Occupy Tulsa, Occupy Seattle, Occupy wherever, and talk to them. Don't put yourself in danger. Don't be dishonest. But get them on tape. Talk to them. Talk to them. And send us the video. Nobody in the media will report this story and really report it. We will. We will. On GBTV and on theblaze.com and on this radio broadcast. Talk to the organizers. If you're in radio, do the interviews, and we will play them. We will make sure that they are heard on a national scale. With you, if you are not in radio or if you don't want to, or television, because I would urge your local stations to do it, and don't send it to the network because the network won't do it. Send them to us. But if you're not that, I want you to do one thing for me today, and I want you to meet back here tomorrow. And we'll talk about it. Make a list of all of the things that you have full confidence and trust in. What is it that you truly trust? Make a list of those things. And join me here tomorrow, hour number 1, as we begin to go down that list. There's a reason for it. We'll do that tomorrow. See you at 5, gbtv.com.